Okay, well, try this again. I would ask how everyone's doing out there, and what I receive is everyone's doing great because we're in the most glorious times ever known to humanity and upon the surface. Um, so I'll begin again. This is the third attempt, and hopefully it's working this time. I don't see any comments yet. Yeah, I do from Linda. Great. So, am I good to go this time? Coming in good for all of you? Thank you. Well, I guess so. So, I'll go ahead. Hi, Jude. Hello, everyone. Okay, so what's occurring in the preceding update and put out on this Facebook timeline? What has the request is for ones to, let's say, fast, but I need to say it's a divinely prescribed fasting uh, because of what's occurring in these next 2 weeks, and it is divinely important. However, there is to be no stress with this, no obligation, and as everyone knows, it works for those that it resonates with. So, first thing, it means that you don't need to do it unless it resonates, and you go with that. Um, Now, it's within the next 2 weeks, and what I've been given, perhaps at least a 3 day fast from solid foods anytime within the next 2 weeks. And it could be 3 days to a 5 day fast. It depends on what your guidance gives you to do. And what it is suggested, the most ultimate for those of you that are used to it, is the water fast, and not to be putting DNA from other foods into your body unless that's what you're divinely given. Now, some of you may just do a juice fast, which is great as well. And the reason for this is because of the incoming uh, light and also the energetics, what is coming in. And it's to assist the overall physical vessel um, and to advance it to higher degrees. So, one of the reasons for the fast, you don't want to have a lot of other DNA in there during this period with the photonic light and also the upgrading which is attached to it for your physical vessels. As you know, your physical vessels are advancing, and this is a very important advancement of your physical vessel with this. Now, each one on an individual basis will enjoy its benefits to their degree of their divinity and also in conjunction with their missions here. So, to keep it simple, I'll repeat within the next 2 weeks, any one of you can wish to do a fast. You can start today or you could start 11 days from now to do a 3 to 5 day fast. And in that fast, you wish to keep from, of course, any meat or poultry, and to keep the least amount of food in your body or to consume the least amount, and of course, the solids. So, if it assists some, go with your vegetable or fruit juice, but please limit the citric acids as well, because what's occurring is a lot with within the RNA and the DNA of the body. And your bodies have changed to what they were before. And this is very important to note in your diets as you go forward. For example, you know, The lactose intolerance I mentioned the other day, that's because you're divinely uh, not supposed to eat those foods to allow for the physical vessel to transition more smoothly into the crystalline base away from the carbon base. So with some, when and even with meat, for those that are supposed to stop eating meat, they divinely do when it's their time to do it as well. But it is important with the acids. So if you're drinking some juice during your fasting, it's best to keep with the alkaline vegetables, is what I strongly suggest. And again, no acidic vinegars, no alcohols. Remember, your body has changed. So whereas in the past, for example, ones would drink apple cider believing that it would raise the alkalinity of the body, that no longer holds true. Your body has changed immensely within, and it is now given to refrain as much as you can from balsamic vinegars, vinegar of any sorts, acetic acids and citric acids is a great idea as well. And one of the reasons because your digestive acids within the stomach have changed too, and a different process occurs now when you enter certain other acids that were perfectly okay for a human body. So instead of rambling on, keep it simple. There's to be no stress with this fasting, and what it's going to do, where many will be doing it globally, divine ones, at this time over the next 2 weeks. It fasting raises the vibration, and dependent upon the amount that do it and the vibration quotient reached, we could also have a uh, immense shift within this period. A shift is imminent, but we have the opportunity to give it another boost, if you will, by so many raising their vibration at this time. Just one check. Is it still rolling good? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Oh, okay. How am I doing? Is this working good here? Hey, Lynn, can someone just say if this is working okay? Thank you so much. We should not have to deal with limited human technologies here. It should be whoof, and everything's working great. However, that's still part of the picture. No, it seems like it's frozen here on. Yeah, it glitches, so it's glitching again. Yeah. Huh. Okay. To keep it simple then, and to wrap this up quickly, no stress. Thanks, Leon. No stress if you do it or if you don't. If you feel compelled to do it, well, I have to stop right there because I just received, yes, it's important to do it. So, no stress to when you do it. You got 2 weeks, and it's suggested at least 3 days to do it. Keep your solid food out of the picture if you can. Water is the best to do it, and the entire body will be affected with it. It's important to go into this fast without any preconceived notions from the past, meaning don't go into the fast thinking you're going to get a headache in a day or so. Your body has changed, and nothing holds the same in this now and going forward. But also, you, as a co creator, if you have a preconceived notion that you'll get a headache, you are actually going to create that by projecting it into the future. You're going to energize that. So You need to know that you are not the same. Your physical vessel is not the same today as it was yesterday. You're forever evolving with it. And old principles and old ways do not hold true. So, and it depends on an individual level how much your body physical vessel has transitioned. So, to keep it simple for you and to not complicate your forward process, do not project negative things or negative feelings into your future. Like think you'll feel lethargic or whatever, because these don't apply. You may go into this feeling the highest vibration ever and have immense strength with it. So the old things do not apply. Don't go in with any preconceived notions. Don't go into the fasting with any expectations either. This is important. You need to surrender to it. Just go in it, do it, and observe what happens with it. Um, so this is basically it, and just to keep it simple. So great. I believe I covered everything. And the first, your first periods of it, when you go to fast, uh, for your for your first day, if you start experience edginess or a little bit cranky or whatever, that is normal because what you're doing is you're cleaning your energetic field of any negative residue, any little hidden things in your inner work that needed to be there because they are a little bit of density that keeps you here. So these things are normal. So your edginess, like if you're quitting smoking or what have you, so this edginess is normal and just transmute it, but also it gives you another opportunity to master these little things that may still be within you that also will put you to a higher level of mastery and energetics within your physical vessel. Uh, so again, this is all for the great shift, what's occurring. We're continuously always shifting upward, as all of you know, and this is a very glorious, important time. And when you see the sun activity pick up as it is now, that's a very important light coming in, which it gives the most change. So we take the opportunity with this divine plan to power as many up as possible to change things more quickly and to take this forward. So again, keep it simple, no stress, and just do what feels best with you. So that'll be great for now. Love and light. And I love you all, and everyone's going to be so impressed with themselves on the other side of this as well, and new experiences with it. You might even have some of you levitating. We'll see what occurs. Yeah, everything is possible in this time because indeed we are in the miraculous times, and many of you have already been performing little miracles, and what's going to be occurring is there's going to be much bigger miracles being performed, and they'll be documented and witnessed as well, and that's already occurring uh, on a small scale. Oh, and the breathing, yeah, thanks for that, Richie. Also, I need to say it's a good idea during the fasting uh, to think about your breathing. One way is, and be outdoors when you do your breathing, it's most beneficial. The oxygen, but the energy contained within the oxygen molecules, and of course, the hydrogen atoms as well. That energy is most strongest outdoors. When you're inside with your breathing, what you are doing is using that energy up and it depletes it inside. So it's best to be outdoors with any of your breathing exercising sizing in the fresh air. And one of the quickest ways right now is to uh, breathe in through the nose and hold it up here in the nasal cavity for several seconds. And what occurs, the energized oxygen and the energy, the light, photon light, then it goes up inside of uh, the cranial cavity as well. And these energized particles of oxygen, where they are closer, let's say, to the brain area in the pineal gland, they began to do a lot of good work with your crown, your third eye. It's putting energy right in there to the main points, and it's helping also to activate more of the cells that are in there around all of this area with the human body and the human anatomy. So it's very good to breathe in through the nose, deep breath through the nose outside, hold it, and exhale through the mouth. And you can do this about 10 to 30 times is what I suggest outdoors. And what this does also, it's very good at clarifying the mind and also energizing the third eye to higher degrees because you're putting energy right in there in these areas. And everyone knows more or less how important the third eye is to keep energized and activated, and also with the crown and the consciousness. So you're actually putting the energy right in there to facilitate further transitioning of the organic vessel. So the breathing is important, and of course, the other breathing technique, what I share with others periodically, is um, before you begin to breathe, exhale all of the air out of the lungs before you take any in. And within the lungs in your body, you typically only ever use about 10% of your breathing lung capacity. And what happens with that is that you have 90% of air that's in your lungs that is stale, it's unenergized because you're only ever using that top layer with short breaths. So it becomes important to clean the lungs out entirely before doing any breathing exercise. And what you do is you just keep breathing out. So you just keep going. There is a lot of air that is in there. So when you make one exhale, continue to push more out, and you will find, yeah, that there's a lot of air that is in your lungs that doesn't get changed. So, and by doing this, by getting all of that old air out first, then you can breathe in all new, higher energized air and oxygen. And this also then it begins to go throughout, the torso, the upper cavity also of the body, activating that to higher degrees and assisting with the overall upgrading and activating of the physical vessel. And some of you can take it a little bit further when you're doing these deep breathing exercises outside of deep breath in, hold it after you have let out all of the old air, so you're just taking all new, fresh air in. Do this only about 3 times, is what I suggest, um, to give a good, full, complete exchange of air, but to also energize the physical vessel. Also, while you're doing these deep inward breaths of 3 times outdoors, imagine every pore in your physical vessel as opening up and also bringing energy in. So, as you're one way to visualize it is when you're breathing in the huge breath of energized air at that same time, uh, imagine your body as being a magnet at bringing the energized air in through every pore in your skin. And what this does, it energizes the complete entire vessel as well. And I suggest any doing that, do not breathe in these deep breaths while magnetizing your body any more than 3 times, and don't do it any more than once a day. And you will see why, because it can be very powerful in what it does. But this also assists you during this time. It activates more of your multidimensional abilities, and it's totally beneficial, and it does work, and you can be your own witness, and of course share it with others. And this is what we are about, to assist everyone. And we know all of this is true, but the more that it gets confirmed to, the more we raise the vibration and get out of the insanity, the ridiculous stuff, that's happening. That game, that show is very old, and we all want to get out of it. So this is how we do it as well, by empowering the individuals and doing all of your divine resources that you've been given to do that, to advance yourself. And again, you confirm it to yourself. We just share the information, and you're responsible for doing it, taking the steps towards it if it resonates. So, namaste, peace, love, lots of winks, and Femke said, and happiness. Yes, it's so important. Happiness and gratitude and owning your divine authority as well in this uh, special time of stepping more into the power of your solar plexus and owning your divine authority and your good ego that comes with that, to play the higher light roles that are needed at this time to take this ascension forward for all. And if teachers were not required at this time and the way showers to do this, we would not even be here to do it. So, it shows all that it's required. So, love and light, peace, happiness, and joy, and much good things happening and much to come. And love you all. Thank you. Bye now.